Welcome to our video series introducing website creation. In this video, we'll modify multiple pages and complete the formatting. In this video, I'm going to finish off the demo web page we've been putting together, and I'm also going to demonstrate how it can be easily integrated with other pages to create a fully functional website. So, this is how the demo page is looking, and as I've been demonstrating to a certain extent through these videos, it's quite easy to customize certain elements of it. For example, it's easy to change the size of the text by selecting it, making it larger or smaller, and you can do that with any text. Or you can easily just type more text here, for example. Let's select this and say, web page text goes here. Select that and right-click and copy, and paste, Control-V to paste, and again, and let's do that a few times. So there's our first paragraph, let's say. Now I can press Enter a couple of times to add a couple of blank lines and paste, but actually I'm going to cheat a little and copy this entire paragraph. And paste it there. Control-V, enter a couple of times, Control-V, a couple of more returns, and Control-V to paste it again. So I'm just filling up the page with some sample text, and that can easily be changed. You can just select that and type over it. Or you can make any element of the text, any part of the text, bold or italic or underlined. Change the font color if you want by clicking there. Okay, and then if we want, we can add subtitles, or subheadings rather. Put a couple of returns there, so click wherever you want the cursor to go. So left-click here where we want to type, and page subheading. Select it, center it, make it bold, make it larger, not too large, and let's make it blue. Okay, that's how we can fill out the body of the page, the main body content. And as I showed you earlier, I would say it's beneficial to have navigation links to the main content areas at the bottom, at the top, and on the side. You don't have to have them in all those places if you don't want to, but it does make it easy for your page visitors to navigate around your site that way. Let's save and do a quick preview. Actually, let's go to the web browser and do a preview. And okay, here's how it's looking now. You see that these pages can come together very quickly once you have the template in place. Once you have the template in place, you just have to fill it with content and tweak the formatting until you're happy with it. For example, the size of the text, the color of the text, and so on. And actually, one last point, one last element I haven't added. If we go back to Composer, right at the bottom, below the table, let's click here to put the cursor here, and let's enter. And you can, for example, do copyright, mydomain.com, or you could put more detailed copyright or a rights reserved message. And we can leave it as black and center it. Or we can make it white so it stands out on the blue background. Okay, let's save that and go back to the browser and refresh. And there we go. There's the copyright sign, copyright notice. Okay, so how do we put it all together so the multiple pages of a website all work together? Well, it's pretty straightforward. I've gone to the desktop, and there's our front page, our index.html file. And actually, if we quickly go back to the browser, you see, apart from the front page here, there are 4 more pages, 4 more main pages that make up this website. So let's create those quickly. Let's select this, and I'm going to right-click, choose Copy, right-click here, and paste. So we get a duplicate of the page. And now if I right-click, choose Rename, and let's call it articles.html. And press Enter when we're happy with that. And we need to make 3 more copies. So back to Browser and the normal view. And excuse me, there are only 2 more pages we need. There's the home page, which we have here. The articles page, double-click, which goes to articles.html. The Contact Us page, which double-click goes to contact.html. And the About Us page, which goes to about.html. So let's quickly create those. Back to the desktop. And okay, I've quickly made 2 more copies. So here are copies of articles.html. Right-click and rename. And we want this one to be called contact.html. And this one to be called right-click about.html. So that's done. Back in Composer, we just click on Open and open up the other web pages, which are just exact duplicates of this one, of course. So open up About, and there it is. It opens in a different window, so we can work on them both at the same time, which is good. Let's open Articles, double-click, and let's open Contact. Okay, so we have them all open here, and of course they're exact copies of each other, and if I click between them here, they look exactly the same. So now, this is index. You see it tells you here this is index.html. And okay, this one is about.html. And now we can start changing this template of a page. So the headline would obviously change to About Us. And obviously you can change the look and feel as well if you want to. Then change the text as necessary and any other elements you want to change. Let's quickly save that, and let's go here to Articles. And there it is, articles.html. Change this to List of Articles. And the subjects this page would naturally link to are more pages, which, for example, I would envision this page being a list of articles the visitor can read, and each item in the list links to a separate page, which actually has the full article. I won't do that in this demonstration, but that's how I would imagine such a web page. You can save. And finally, contact. Contact.html. You can say, Contact Us. And save. And one last point. It's really just a minor point. If you go back to index.html, it would make sense to, for example, home goes to index.html, which is this page. And there's no real point in having a link on a page that goes back to that exact same page because the person clicking isn't going anywhere. So if you want to, you can double-click and delete that, get rid of the clickable link. Or, for example, To really make it clear that this is the page that they're on, we could add a little arrow. Or we could select it and make it bold. Or we could even remove it entirely. Delete. But what I'm going to do is undo that and just leave it as not clickable, but bold. And quickly do the same here. Double click, delete that, OK, and make it bold. And the same at the bottom as well. Double click, delete this, OK, and make it bold. Save that, and quickly do the same on the other pages. So this is the About Us page. So click on About Us, and delete, and OK, and make it bold. Here, About Us, double-click, delete, OK, and make it bold. And here, double-click, delete that, OK, and bold it. Save that. Next, Articles. Double-click, delete, OK, bold. Double-click, delete, OK, bold. And one last time to take care of the link at the bottom. Then save that. Save those changes. And finally, Contact Us. Contact.html. Double-click, delete, OK, bold, and again. And again. And OK, save. Now let's go back to the browser and refresh. And this is index.html, and this is how it looks. Much the same as it did before, but now you see that the home link isn't clickable because it doesn't make sense to make it clickable. It just has home in bold, so the visitor knows that's where they are. Then if we click on Articles, it goes to the Articles page, which looks very similar because we made an exact copy and just changed the headline. Articles is in bold and not clickable, and here, and at the bottom as well. Next, Contact Us. OK, and there you go. The exact same page apart from that, and here this isn't clickable, bold, not clickable, and here it's not clickable and it's bold. And finally, About Us. You see that Contact has gone to contact.html, as it should have. So About Us, there's the About Us page. And again, this isn't clickable and it's bold, not clickable and bold, and not clickable and bold. So there we go. You see that those are really all the steps you need to put together an adequate-looking web page, which works very well. It's not going to win you any web design awards, as I said earlier, but it looks good enough, and it's very easy to use. And unlike some websites that use so many web design tricks that it's actually difficult to use the website, this website is very easy to read, very easy to navigate, and really, you want people to be reading your text. If you have articles, you want people to be able to read your articles easily, and this web page design allows you to do that. And if you're trying to sell something, you want the text very readable as well. So again, it just makes it a very easy to read website, which is very easy to navigate and not confusing and not likely to cause problems with anyone's web browser because it doesn't require all the latest gadgets that you have to install on your browser just to be able to view it. And one last thing, this is really just a small suggestion. I would probably put the cursor here and just take the navigation menu down maybe 2 or 3 lines. So let's save that and see how that looks. Go back to Home, and okay, maybe 1 more line. And save, and browser, refresh, and okay, 1 more I'd say. That's 2 more. Okay, let's try just 1 more and see how that looks. Save, and back to the browser, refresh, and yes, I think that looks a little better. My thinking there is that you really don't want the navigation menu competing with the headline, and the headline should stand by itself on that line. Then there are easy-to-use navigation links here, navigation menu here as well, and also at the bottom. So I think that layout works pretty well. So that literally is all it needs to take to put together a website. And then all that's really left to do is just fill out the content as you want it to be and get it live on the internet.